You guys should know, Ward didn't choose Kovalev. Kathy Duva invited Ward to come up in weight to fight Kovalev for the #1 position in the pound-for-pound list. She did it to wipe off Stevenson from the equation. Which team S.O.G knew very well. See, people never wondered why Ward had 250% of Kovalev purse in the first fight. I mean, Ward purse was $5 million and Kovalev was $2 million, even if Sergey Kovalev was the unified champion. That being said, by ducking Stevenson with this diversion, karma slapped the shit on their faces. By using Andre Ward's name, they thought Ward would have been an easier path to glory, but it wasn't the case at all. They underestimated Ward's strategy. Kovalev always had a weak point on that spot. Contenders like Agnew and Caparello knocked down Kovalev on that same area, on the belt, inguinal nerve, but it was identified once as a low blow. I believe John David Jackson gave way too much information about Kovalev weaknesses points to Ward clan when Hunter played Jackson with the idea of recruiting him. But about fighting Stevenson, Team Kovalev were playing all along. On the other hand, Ward carefully does everything to avoid the Stevenson subject. If he smiles in the interviews, as soon as Stevenson name comes up, the charismatic smile's gone. He says he wants to go up to cruiserweight, but we know it's a blatant lie, just to avoid talking about the only subject which makes sense, I mean making history by fighting for the undisputed title against Adonis Stevenson. Which is the real pursuit of legacy. Max Kellerman already gave his opinion about the logical matchup of Ward versus Stevenson. Quote, Stevenson will go in the ring with him, sure. HBO will have the last word on who should he fought. Smith Jr., Beterbiev, Brown, Gvozdyk, or Stevenson have a go, but all other names will be rejected if they aren't sanctioned as mandatory to Ward. HBO won't waste their money with small defenses, and if Rock Nation decides to knock Heyman PBC Showtime door, Ward will have to face Stevenson first. Let's not forget HBO and Showtime are now working together on major events. Anyhow, Crawford will climb up around that pound-for-pound top spot when he'll become undisputed, by fighting Indongo. After, the winner between Triple G Alvarez will also climb up around this very top spot too, just because HBO will decide so. Means, Andre Ward will be ranked second or third pound-for-pound by September 2017. Thus Ward may preach as long as he wants about fighting cleverly or by pretending how he likes UK and wants to fight there, but Mayweather X Factor, Badou Jack strategically blocked this avenue. Once the sanctioning bodies like IBF or WBA will begin to urge Ward to defend his titles, Ward will have two choices: high-risk low-reward guys like Beterbiev, Gvozdyk, or high-risk high-reward Stevenson. Will he lose his legacy, position and reputation by vacating few belts? Will he turn down his own chance to make history by retiring? Will he suddenly push the clock by faking an injury hoping Stevenson loses in the process? Or will he trust faith and fight Stevenson? According him and Hunter, it seems they rather have the fantasy of keeping the belts hostage while losing against Anthony Joshua for $20 million, instead of making history by gambling their chances against Adonis Stevenson in the first light heavyweight undisputed championship of boxing history for $10 million. No wonder why Andre already has problems with Rock Nation. J Prince's agenda doesn't match theirs. Rock Nation financed way too much funds in Ward to play along with his stretching time games. The annual financial statement must balance, seeing that the quarterly report already shows a net deficit. Anyways, Kal-El Stevenson will become the next undisputed light heavyweight champion, which will have to defend all his titles against Badou Jack in an Heyman Mayweather mix.